Okay, Luke, we start this off, please.
Frustrating. Another late goal conceded, more points dropped.
Yeah, sums it up quite well. I think we're hugely frustrated with ourselves, really. That was a game where we had to work really hard for the first goal. I thought we were the dominant team and knocking on the door all through the first half. The goal came when it came, and felt then we were in a strong position, having been relatively comfortable defensively. To then concede the 2 goals in the way that we did, in the manner that we did, is hugely disappointing, because we pride ourselves on being better than that defensively.
I think it's sort of that, again, you've called for consistency. It's not a bad performance by any means, but it's not a consistent result, is it? You had that opportunity to really start building up ahead of the steam. Yeah,
and that's why it's frustrating in so many ways, because I agree. I think 4 performances since the international break, last international break, have been really strong. The defeat in Marseille was strong, today was strong. Maybe not the highs of Everton, but good. And we had an opportunity to grab another positive result, and we didn't take it. And when you add that to some of the other points that we've lost late in games, it's really cost us in our league position. And there's no denying that those points added back to us would put us in a lot stronger position.
Thank you. We've got Scott, Craig, and then Lee, please.
Eddie, we've kind of praised the team a lot here for when they're kind of really at it and intense and almost causing chaos. The other side of the game is obviously control and just taking the sting out of the game. Is that maybe something that you could be better at and need to be a little bit better at? Is that fair?
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that. Technically, second half, I don't think we were particularly good. Especially when we were leading. When you're leading and you've got the advantage, 1 or 2 really quality passes in different moments can make the difference, and we went the other way. We ended up turning the ball over and becoming in transition far too much in that period of the game, and ultimately that's probably contributed to the fact that we lost territory and we lost the ability to get up the pitch, and that's certainly something for us to look at and to try and find a solution to.
Craig?
Most of us guys had our head down doing rewrites when that equaliser went in. Can you talk us through what happened? It seemed a bizarre concession from your perspective as a coach. How did it come about, bounce through bodies? Aaron was later react. Just what happened?
I don't really know, Craig, to be honest. I haven't seen it again yet, so I'm just reliving it in my head continually live. It looked like we didn't get a good first contact on the first ball in, because really, of course, that first contact is so important. You want to clear your box, you want to get the danger away. We've allowed Romero to get an overhead kick in the box, which from that distance I don't think the ball should go in. It's gone through a melee of bodies, looking for someone to block it. Didn't happen, and it's gone in the corner, and it is almost slow motion, wasn't it? I'm sure from your angle it was the same as mine, so very painful.
Thank you. I'll go to Lee, please.
You talk about the league position. I think that moment alone has cost you 6 places in the table. It would have been 7, I think. So it's very fine margins.
Not sure I needed to hear that, Lee. Yeah, and that the league is so tight, we know that, and that's why 3 consecutive wins was our target tonight, and we were a few minutes from getting it. But I suppose that's the Premier League. That's what makes it the league that it is. That's what makes football so dramatic, and why we're all obsessed by it. So you have to take the rough with the smooth. We've felt a bit of pain in these moments before this season. We've got to try and get on the right side of them.
And is there such a thing as the game being there for the taking? Because the way they came into the game, all the stuff that went on against Fulham, they looked vulnerable, and it feels like we just didn't take that opportunity, didn't we?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've got to try and see it for what it is, or not for what it isn't. I think the lads tried to take the game. We could certainly have done with scoring in that first half when we were on top and dominant. And there were moments in games that always swing it one way or the other. And the first goal seemed like it wasn't going to come for us, when, for me, the opportunities were there for us to take it. But then once we get in front, we've got to do better. We've got to be more savvy in navigating that moment, especially with such little time left on the clock. So I think that's ultimately what's cost us the win.
Just a quick one on Sandro. Was anything wrong with it?
Yeah, he took a knock in the first half. I don't quite know the extent of the injury or what type of injury it is, but he couldn't continue.
We'll go to Jordan, George and Daniel, please. Jordan?
Yeah, so that being what's 11 points dropped from win positions. I mean, Darren, how frustrating is that for you?
Yeah, it's a real strange one, and sometimes these things go in cycles and happen and you can't quite work them out. like our away form, and this is another one. We've historically been very good at seeing games out, navigating tough situations, managing the game. We've got to try and refine that quickly because it's costing us important points. And today, set plays, I don't think we were particularly good at set plays in either box today, and that's disappointing.
Yeah, you touched on there quite a few late goals tonight, Liverpool, Arsenal, Brighton. Why is your side conceding late goals? Can you put a finger on why that is happening?
Well, I think you can look back at each moment and sort of identify a mistake or a part of the team not doing its job. So the job for us is to obviously coach the team to be better in those situations, and that's what we'll endeavour to do. But sometimes it becomes psychological, sometimes it becomes a fear of conceding, and then you do concede. There's so much that goes into it, but we've got to find ways when we're in front to be better. And usually our best form of defence is to attack, and I encourage us to do that all the time. Sometimes you have to accept that you're not in that position in the game to do it, and you just have to see it out and defend better. I think today was one of those moments, and we didn't do it.
George?
Yeah, that was kind of going to be my question, really. But do you think it's a theme, or is it a failing in this?
I think it's definitely a failing. I mean, we have to take. You can't sit here and go. I can't sit here and go. Everything's okay in that respect. It's happened too many times this season. That doesn't mean we can't figure it out and put it right very quickly. But today's really it's a set piece. It's a moment, and those moments happen in football. We've been on the other end of it at times, and individual errors usually from set plays hurt you, and that's what happened.
I think you said before, but momentum is kind of just a little bit elusive this season, isn't it? And that must be the frustration.
Yeah, we feel like we're trying to grapple to get it, and we're sort of letting it drop through our fingers at times. But I think the last 4 performances give me real hope, because the general level of performance has been consistent. The results haven't. Marseille, I think we deserve more. Today, I think we deserve more. We didn't get it, but I'm heartened by the fact that we're playing well and we're playing much better. And if we continue that, I think the results will be there. There's always be some pain along the way. That's part of football. You have to take it and make sure that you're on an upward trajectory, which I think we are.
Okay, we've got a Daniel, Mark and Enquiries to finish, please.
Eddie, against Manchester City, against Marseille, you were having a lot of chances. Against Everton, you were clinical. So was it perhaps a surprise, especially in the first half, that you didn't quite create those clear-cut openings despite some of the ball dominance you had?
Yeah, I think it was a strange one, because I thought we were dominant. We weren't cutting them open and creating the opportunities that were sort of must-score moments. But I think we've ended up having just shy of 20 shots today. I think we have been dominant in that respect. But I think in part that's due to how Tottenham played. They very compact, very low. They were there to make the game difficult for us. But again, the challenge for us is to be better. It was a good performance without being our very best.
And perhaps more positive, though, the impact made by Anthony Gordon and Bruno Guimaraes coming on as substitutes, I suppose, despite the concession later on, they are real positives for what you did tonight.
Yeah, I think all the guys that came on the pitch made a difference, positive difference. I'd expect them to. They're outstanding players. I think the 2 Anthonys added pace and dynamism to our performance at a time when we really needed it. Bruno scored a fantastic goal. I'm disappointed that we didn't get over the line, because I think then it would have been a really good night for us.
Mark?
You seem quite downbeat tonight, obviously, understandably. How close do you think you are to being the team that you can be, given the performance is actually pretty good? Is it difficult to put a finger on that?
Yeah, I think we're moving in the right direction. I don't know. I feel definitely more positive about the team than I was before the international break. I think we look fitter. I think we look like we've got good athleticism. We've got people in the right areas. I think the form of the individual players is improving. Confidence is slowly returning. That's why today's so disappointing, because naturally confidence will be just dented by that, and it's part of the roller coaster of results. I still feel we've got more to come, and I still feel we can get better, and I still feel the best is yet to come. I think that's a good thing for us. It's a long season. We've got so many games to try and put things right, but we need to continue to evolve to improve.
Could we see Johan on Saturday, or is it too early?
I don't know. We'll see how the week goes. We've got a lot more training to do yet, so let's see.
Actually, Kieran to finish, please.
You mentioned that word confidence. What's the feeling in the dressing room after so
again after the City and Everton games once a night.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of disappointment in there, but probably frustration is the right emotion. I think a bit of anger and frustration is never a bad thing. Frustrated at ourselves, no one else. Frustrated at our delivery of what we did in the latter stages of the game. Hopefully we can use that to help us.
What was your view on the penalty?
Yeah, I'd just seen it again there when I was getting interviewed. I think the defender doesn't look at the ball. I think he's just focused on Dan, and Dan goes down, so I can see why it was given.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. See you soon.